Yeah, it's extremely difficult knowing that you used to be really good at something, and a lot of the people that you know respect you for that, and it's hard when it's taken away from you. And I feel like just like a musician expresses himself through their music, like I feel like I express myself through, you know, surfing or snowboarding, wakeboarding, kiteboarding, or windsurfing, or whatever. So I don't know. I feel like it's something that's in my blood.
Let's see.
Oh man, there's not enough words to describe Paul.
Paul, he's an interesting guy.
He's a great person.
He's the most amazing person I've ever met. And he has the biggest heart for everybody. Anything alive, anything in the world that's going on.
And he loves helping people.
Paul is a free spirit.
Paul's a very unique person. He's one of a kind.
He's strong. He's strong. Yeah.
He's so much rolled into one.
You couldn't ask for a better son.
He's definitely one of the nicest people I've ever met, and one of the most laid-back, relaxed people on the planet.
He's very perceptive, I think, and very patient.
Spirit shines through in his eyes. It's just he's an angel. He really is an angel.
He's the type of person who wants to do. He doesn't live vicariously. He's the person who will go and surf and not stare at videos. He'll go out and do it. You know, he's not the guy who watches the skate videos. He's the guys who go and picks up the skateboard and does it. And that's Paul then, and that's Paul now.
Well, I have a congenital heart defect, and it's called tetralogy of Feigley. And
if you were a plumber, you might say that his heart needed a backflow preventer.
One of the other conditions is the right side of the heart's enlarged because it has to pump harder because of the constricted pulmonary valve.
Well, my pulmonary valve needs to be replaced because it's completely open right now. There's no flap on it.
A lot of the blood rushes back in, like 50 to 60%, so it has to double pump. So that side of his heart has enlarged to an even more severe level.
I've had 2 open heart surgeries when I was 1 and when I was 7, and I feel very fortunate because a lot of the kids that had tetralogy of Feigley and had the surgery then, most of them didn't make it.
After he had his surgery when he was 7, you know, it was almost like we just all thought he was fixed. You know, that was it. Really just they never thought about him having to have surgery again.
I think, like, up until about a year ago, he was doing great. I mean, they didn't want him surfing or doing any of his board sports, no contact sports, because if he passes out, it's really dangerous. But he never let it slow him down. That was more of an incentive to make him go out and do it.
Yeah, he can't surf and wakeboard and do everything that he really wants to do to the extent that he can do it. But he still gets out there and does it. He doesn't let that situation bum him out, which is amazing. Like, I've learned a lot by that.
Like, I have to be real careful with my energy level. So I have to retrain myself a little bit to not exert myself. So when I see a peak, like, instinct tells me to go paddle over towards that and then line myself up and get. But now I almost have to just kind of wait for the waves to come to me. So it's very frustrating. So I miss a lot of waves because of that. I've surfed ever since I was a little kid. So I don't know, I feel like it's something that's in my blood. I feel free in the ocean, you know? I feel more like I feel more at peace and at home way out there than anywhere else. So.
But about a year ago last summer when he started having, where he felt really faint and short of breath, that slowed him down a lot.
It was kind of scary in a way, but not really, because I mean I've actually died before on the operating table, and it was a very peaceful experience. So I wasn't really afraid of death, but at the same time, like, it killed me to know that, like, if it were to happen, that I'd leave all my friends and family behind.
Last summer when he had like a major spell that I was actually there for, it scared me and made me realize how bad it was.
I figured, oh, well, I'll bounce back, I'll be fine. But like I wasn't bouncing back and I wasn't feeling fine, you know. And
the doctor came in and said he needed to have open heart surgery again to repair the valve. So
each time I had an episode or whatever, like it took my heart longer and longer to recover from it.
So we started scheduling surgeries and got a quote for $94,000 from the hospital.
He didn't have a way to pay for the surgery, but at the same time the doctor said it was mandatory that he have the surgery.
So we were just at a loss. We had no clue what to do.
Paul went and asked, and the insurance companies said pretty much consistently the same thing. Sorry, but you have a pre-existing condition.
If you have a pre-existing condition, they don't want to have anything to do with it, you know?
We tried everything: Medicare, financial assistance through the hospital, disability. Like we went Paul, of course, would never want to be considered disabled, but I mean, it was like a last hope, and that doesn't work. You know, it's ridiculous.
But they like to convince you that, oh yeah, you'll be approved, just pay this processing fee, and da 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 da. And then I always get denial letters in the mail, and it's like, yeah, but yeah.
It's really unfair because we're lucky that we have a home and we have jobs and stuff like that, but we aren't lucky enough to be like completely rich where we could afford it.
At first, I didn't want anyone to help me because I didn't want to be a burden on anyone. So
we aren't like poor, destitute enough to get like financial help from anywhere, but yet we aren't rich enough to make it. So we're stuck in that middle class where most of the country is.
What I felt like I had to do was try to find the means to get his surgery.
People offered at the time, and I'm like, no, we'll figure it out or whatever. But eventually, my brother Dave was like, oh, you have to let people help you. That's the only way, you know.
It was so cool though to see like the whole community pull together. It was beautiful, and I think it helped the community.
And the minute I decided to do that, so many people just came in and helped.
Well, yeah, I've been to a lot of his fundraisers, and I've been pushing people to come down and make donations and handed out flyers and all that.
And I was like, we're never gonna raise the amount that we need, and and anyhow, so I don't know, I guess a couple of months passed by, and then all of a sudden it just picked back up again.
And that was in January. And so February they had a fundraiser, and March 12th we had all the money, March 10th we had all the money. So
the surgery is actually scheduled less than 2 weeks away.
It's made me very nervous, and it's good to see that Paul is very calm and nothing has changed.
He's fine. Like, he's so at peace, and it helps me to be calm, and I think it helps everyone else around him. He's just a rock.
A lot of people ask me, well, oh, you have to be scared, you have to be horrified, and I'm like, not really. I mean, what does fear do? I mean, just, I don't know. Fear is not a healthy thing, you know? I love you too, Jack. I'm gonna see you though in a minute.
This is one of the more common operations that we do. I've told him that he's obviously young and healthy and does not have any other medical problems, and I think he's going to tolerate this just fine. And hopefully this will prevent any further damage to his heart and make him feel better for the long run.
Hey, Lauren.
It's a difficult operation. The thing that makes it most difficult that it's a reoperation. It takes some time to get in through the chest cavity safely, avoid injuring the heart, and then once we're in the chest cavity safely, it's fairly routine. There's a medication that we give that gets delivered into the heart muscle that puts the heart to sleep, allows us to work on the heart with the heart empty and with the heart still. And once the valve is put in, we wash the medicine out, and the heart wakes back up on its own. So he'll be in the ICU probably in about 20 minutes.
Can I see him now?
In about another 45 minutes
After that.
So get him tucked in.
I mean, it's good to know that he's his heart's back pumping on its own, and that we'll see him soon. And but I've felt good about the whole time. I felt at peace that he was going to be okay.
It's kind of made me think about mortality more, I guess, and what I would do in his position. And it's also really made me think about how this country handles its sick and healthcare problems, for sure.
I couldn't understand how he, a contributing citizen, a good citizen, a person who works every day and pays his dues, could not get health care or someone to cover this insurance. So it made me question how in a country so wealthy, and how he couldn't get the benefits.
We have a system that is failing. We're trying to get people better, and we're not providing the necessities of health.
When you're middle class and you can't really afford the insurance or you can't get it, then there's no other help for you out there. Nobody to help.
I think, with Paul, with having had heart problems since he was a young child, there have got to be avenues by which we can open up that would allow for him to get people like himself to have health care.
I would love to be able to expose the truth to the public, because it's such a hush-hush thing, and a lot of people don't even know about it until they're in the situation and then they experience it,
Paul was a perfect example. Open heart surgery should not cost what it cost, period.
But yeah, the system really needs some revamping. Even the doctors will tell you that,
I think most doctors go into business because they truly do want to help. The systems make it to where it's financially impossible to do that in many cases.
And I think insurance companies are there to help people like Paul, yet they don't do it. And
Paul, he was blessed graciously with being able to find ways to provide for the necessities that he needed for that open heart surgery. There is still yet a lot of money that will be entailed in his health care.
Basically, all it is set up for financial gain, for the most part.
I think the biggest thing is educating the public.
It's not there to help people. I mean, it's a business, and it's just black and white,
But the education of the individuals so that their need for health care reduces, as well as education of the systems so that we don't create more bureaucracy, but we create less.
has a human life become less important than money, you know?
Hello, this is Marie.
And this is Sean. Sorry we can't answer the phone right now, but we're tied up at the moment. Well, you guys know what to do.
Leave a message after the...
You two little lovebirds coming over or what? Well, I'll have to go alone, I guess. Maybe next time. Talk to you guys later. So how does it feel? What's it like?
Huh?
It's funny. Funny how life screws you over. He didn't deserve this. God.
For money? Your lousy job?
Trust me, that rich fool deserves to die. What a genius you are. Enough evidence to point all fingers to Mike. And after the execution, you and Sean will see the rest.
You turned on me, Marie. Why? Mike was fucking innocent. You killed him. You killed my brother. Shut up!
You two little lovebirds coming over or what? Well, I'll have to go alone, I guess. Maybe next time. Talk to you guys later. Justice can be silent. So silent, they'll never know.
Hello?
Pop quiz, hot shot.
How long do you think it takes the fastest sticker rider this side of the Mississippi to get through 6 cars?
In a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sound, I promise myself to treat myself to visit a nearby tower. And climbing to the top, will throw myself off in an effort to make clear to whoever what it's like when you're shattered, left standing in the lurch at a church where people saying, "My God, that's tough." She stood him up. No point in us remaining. May as well go home, as I did on my own, alone again, naturally. To think that only yesterday I was cheerful, bright and gay, looking forward to what wouldn't do the role I was about to play. As if to knock me down, reality came around, and without so much as a mere touch, cut me into little pieces, leaving me to doubt. Talk about God in His mercy, if He really does exist, why did He